Alright, so for the break-in series, basically what I did in the first tank is, of course, I used the dynamite oil that came with the kit, and then I mixed it with 93 octane, and we put one tank through it at idle, made a few revs here and there, off of the actual wheels, and because when I first started it, which is very important because when I first started it, it actually had a really high idle, and the wheels started taking off on me. So it's a very good idea to put it on some kind of RC stand or a box where it clears the wheels and it keeps them off the ground. So that's one tip I can give you on the first tank and the first starting of it, because it'll actually engage and kind of, start taking off a little bit on you. So yeah, I put the first tank through at idle, a few revs here and there with the throttle manually, and then the second tank I drove it around a little bit, and now we're heading into that third tank on there. So we're going to show you how it starts and how to start it. And first thing you got to do is connect your battery pack so that thing has power to run. And that comes up right through here from your battery, and this goes over and feeds your receiver. And then you're going to link your transmitter, which I've had to change to my Traxxas stuff because mine actually failed the first day I had it, before I even started the engine. And then you're going to start it just like that. You're going to start the receiver up, and then you'll see over here your little CCD module will be lit up, and of course your servos will be all powered up and working, so then it'll have power to actually spark and try to start it. So it's always a good idea, because it still can't have a high idle, is to have the front of the vehicle pointing towards your shoe or off the ground, whatever, a wall, whatever, so that doesn't take off violently on you. So at first what we're going to do here is we're going to put our starting stick in here, so crank it over, and put your finger over the exhaust right here to kind of back pressure feed and pressurize the tank, because this one has sat overnight, so it definitely doesn't have no more pressure and feed through there. And you're going to do that for a while, and then you can go on to actually trying to crank and start it. And now we can go ahead and start it, and it should start just fine. This has been starting for me very good, almost too good, and it's never been a problem. You just need to get it going the first time after you haven't driven it overnight or whatever. Really smell the fuel. It's definitely coming now. It's coming through the carburetor, and I don't know if my settings are off or not, but it does take a little bit the first time of the day to start it. After that, it starts every time. It hasn't died on me and all that stuff. Start to hear it like that, trying to start like that, and that's when you know it's gonna get ready to fire here. Alright, so right here, it's got a really nice idle to it, and it's running very good. And we're just going to let it heat up for a little bit, and then we're going to start driving it around. And by this tank full, we can start going after it and start driving a little bit more aggressively. So I'm going to let it heat up a little bit, and then we'll start driving around. It's got awesome brakes. Of course, I'm not going full throttle right now. I'm still letting it break in, everything. Alright, there's two ways you can feel the engine on here. One way is you can turn the switch off on here, or you can grab the fuel line and pinch it off. But it's going to go lean, so the RPMs are going to raise up. So you got to be ready for it in case it tries to take off or start moving on you. I'll do it this way. Just like so. It gets to that high RPM because you're leaning it out, and then it tries to move a little bit on you. One thing you got to make sure of is that your brake on here is not dragging. And then, of course, on this one, there is, let me grab the camera here. On this one, there's multiple adjustments on here as far as the slipper clutch and the actual 2-speed transmission in there. Right now I'm just breaking it in, so I'm making sure that we get that broken in, and then we can start doing the needle adjustments and the slipper and all that other stuff. But for right now, I'm very impressed with it, and I can't wait to get through the braking process and tune it out and make sure I can do the other adjustments and concentrate on those. Throw the body on and take her off-road.